Hey, Action Figure Minute fans, it's me, Justin, and we're back. I thought I'd do another one of these opening videos for the Armies of Ashmore's Defenders of Eden, newly released, newly landed Kickstarter line from Matthew Rodriguez's toy line, his company, Ideas from Mars. This here is General Cerros, and I think General Cerros, along with maybe Rydor, were honestly some of my least anticipated figures of the line, but when I finally ultimately decided to go all in, picked him up, and he's pretty darn cool in hand. Such poppy colors, which it's hard to see right here in this box, but we'll get into here in a second. We'll go ahead and do a quick bio reading here. If you don't want to listen, go ahead and skip forward. General Cerros, legendary warrior, the leader of the Armies of Ashmore. Cerros has protected the royal family since he joined the armies. As a young Saurian, Cerros Brodicus knew he would change the course of the world. He is known for his willingness to lead by example. He famously protected the Queen's egg during the Serpian invasion. Serpians? Be cool to see. Under his battle scars, he is a kind-hearted warrior whose voice commands all the armies. Now, that's kind of cool in the bio. Little history, protecting the Queen's egg, Serpian invasion. Being honest with you, I haven't read the comic, so I don't know any of the background story. Maybe I will at some point. I don't have it. Matt, maybe next time I see you, we'll pick one of those up. But we'll go ahead and crack right into this. We'll read off the details on who put this together. Creator, creative director, Matthew Rodriguez. Illustrations and package concepts, CJ Edwards. Packaging / graphic design illustrations, Andrew Kramer. Production manager, Chris Garrich. And sculpts were done by the Four Horsemen Studios. So, there we go. Got this bad boy cut open. And if you recall from my Kuzo video, where I opened up Kuzo live on camera, just like we're going to do here today. I guess we're not filming this live, technically, in front of a live studio audience. But we're doing this on video, and I'm going to upload it, and hopefully we'll be able to do all this with no stops or breaks. So the packaging on this, it's kind of like a three-way fold-out, if you will. We've got, let's see, on this side, we've got his tail, his hands, and on this side, we've got his weaponry, shield and axe. There is a member, or he better be a subscriber. I think he goes by Shao Kahn. He's been Shao Kahn something YouTube user. He's been wanting me to open up Armies of Ashmore. He says, let's see him. And then he says, no, I want the blue one. So here's the blue one for you. And if you're not subscribing yet, Shao Kahn guy, other users, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I greatly appreciate it. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Thank you very much as we're building this channel together. Still mostly gonna focus on shorts. We're going ahead and cutting the little ties that bind him in here using the old scalpel. Be careful with the scalpel. And that's all the little ties it looks like. Then there's the twist tie on the back. Before I flip them over, we'll go ahead and we'll take out the hands too. We'll take off the hands and the weapon so you can see what I'm doing. How about that? Go ahead and cutting that open. And we'll look at all these together. Very nice how these have all been packaged by the factory. So Cerros has a stub at the end of his tail because, as the bio read, you know, he has seen some action. So he's got a stubby tail. It does have a joint in here for, you know, you get a little range of motion out of it. And when I opened Kuzo, I did not have to apply any heat to apply the tail. So again, we're going to do all this on camera to see, you know, if any heat's required anywhere. We've got two knuckle-busting fists, punching fists so he can throw down. That joint moves fine. Horizontal hinge. Again, go ahead and look at it right here. The hinge is painted. And if you flex it, you can see the blue because the hinge plastic itself is blue. So it's one of those situations, either you paint it and either you sculpt the whole thing gold to match the gold point that it touches, but then it would be gold on this side, or you keep it blue. So you got to make a decision somewhere. I'm happy with the decision. Let me know if you wish you would have gone the other way. Maybe more action figure collectors like it the other way. And then we've got these grasping hands. So you can go ahead and grapple them and put them in wrestling moves, like my wrestlers. And that hinge, horizontal hinge moves fine. This one as well. So got that done. Okay, now we're going to crack open the weapons here, bust those out. And as you guys all know, unless you're new to the channel, I'm an opener, so I don't care about the packaging. Rip it all out. Get it out of the way. All right, so out of the package, we've got his shield. It's kind of like a, let's say a teal color. Jade, maybe jade, is that the right word? And then we have his shield handle. Now this was, again, sculpted by Four Horsemen Studios, the toy line, and this is the same exact way that the shields work for Four Horsemen. We've got his axe right here. And then we've got his, I'm guessing this is his mask that you can just kind of overlay on top of his head. Maybe it hooks onto his horns. Okay, so we've got that done. Now there's one twist tie holding Cerros in. So let's go ahead and get this off. We don't want these guys falling out of the package. So they got to twist tie them down at the factory because these are big beefy boys. If they get loose, you don't know what's going to happen. They can bust right through the plastic window. And with that, we have Cerros out of the package. I guess, I don't know, maybe you want to see what the back of the package looks like. Go ahead and not carefully rip that off so you can see the under packaging art if you want to see that. All right, enough of that, out of the way. Toss it aside. And we have General Cerros. So we'll go over articulation and different points like that with General Cerros. His head. So his head is on its own little ball joint swivel. It can go up, it can go down, it can go left, it can go right. He's got his neck that's also on the same ball joint, so you can get all sorts of different crazy ranges of motion out of this. So that's really good. Let's see here. On his back, he's got his little weapons holder where you can plug in either his shield or his axe. Got these, which I talked to, I think, late in the video on Kuzo. The shoulder armor, just like a Mythic Legions figure, is removable. So you just plug it in. It just pegs right in. Easy to remove. We have a bicep swivel. And I'll go ahead and work all these. No issues. We've got elbow joint. No issues. Didn't need to heat up. No issues there on the wrist. Now, these wrists that come on these weapon holding hands are vertically hinged. All right, so that's his left side. Let's work his right side. No issues there. No issues there on the bicep. No issues on the elbow. And no issues on the articulation for the wrists. So we're there. One thing I forgot to mention also on the Kuzo video is he does have a cut here at the waist so he can rotate side to side. But then he also has an ab crunch, which you can get a little bit of also twisting out of as well. Let me get my hand out of the way so you can take a look at that. And now we're moving down to the legs. Legs are on, the hips are on a ball joint. You can see in there so they can swing and rotate all around. We've got the knees, single hinge, that works. Feet work. I got the rocker on the ankle. So leg 1 works fine, leg 2 works fine. Ankles work fine on both figures. So 0 heat. Again, that's 2 for 2. Cerros and Kuzo, 0 heat issues. No heat required. So maybe if you were doing, I know that some of these figures came with head packs. So maybe if you were swapping the heads. I haven't done that yet myself. And I think I just popped something off. Oh no! Pause. Okay. Unpause. So what I did was, when they created this figure, you could see the sculpt of the hip in there. I was moving the ball joint for the tail around, and it caused this piece to pop out. Now it's sculpted to fit right in there. I could pop it in, I could pop it out. You know, there's really no reason that I know of to remove this. All that's going to do is require for me to add a little glue on there to put it back in place. So, you know, that ball joint, maybe you just work that a little softer than I just was manhandling it, but it's simple to fix. No issues or concerns out of me from there. Glue, let's see. This is the glue I use for action figures. I use Zap-A-Gap. If you use a different glue, let me know. I find this one to work typically. So for this video going forward, we'll see what we do here. Let's go ahead and see if we can put this tail on. And see, and of course, since this is off the figure, it might be a little differently than on the figure. And it might require a little heat to get this tail on. The tail feels a little tight. And again, I'm kind of messing with a not production piece right here. So, or not, it's a production piece. I don't know. I'm kind of figuring this out now on the fly. I'd probably do some heat for that. And then we could put that in here. And it's got a little weight to that tail, so it's probably, might not, it's holding in right now. So we've got the tail in place. Again, I am not concerned over that at all. It's just, it was a little glued piece from the factory, and me forcing that ball joint for the tail around made it come unglued. So again, that's not a concern for me. It's an easy fix. So got that tail on there, and let's look at that mask piece. And as I thought, it just probably hooks over the, how does this go? Let's see, are these rotatable? They're not rotatable. I mean, it has to just kind of hook on his face here. And, you know, this is just me real time figuring this all out on the fly. I'm not really concerned about how this might look to you. I mean, I am concerned, but at the same time, it's a tight, snug fit getting this on. I mean, I could be doing this wrong. I don't think I am. But yeah, that's a tough fit to get on there if you want to have him wearing that. Maybe it could require heating, using some heat also to make the mask a little more flexible, a little more pliable. It's a bit harder of a piece. So with the way that these are glued in, I'm not going to force that right now either. I can get one side kind of plugged in there easy, but getting the other side's a bit of a stretch. So that might require some heat. You can get it so close to getting on there, but I don't want to force it. I want to put some heat on that. Okay, moving on. Hands are flexible. They're rigid but flexible. I can open it up to put his axe in his hand. So he holds his axe very well. Again, vertical hinge, so you know you can have him doing this whole look, putting it all the way up, rising up the weapon. We'll go ahead and open up his hand. And what I like to do when I put in these style shields in their hands, I like to put the handle in the hand first and then put the shield on, just so I don't worry about these pegs on these shields are quite sturdy in comparison to Mythic Legion's shield, but to me, I feel more comfortable doing it that way, that I won't break a peg or worry about busting a peg. And also, as you can see too, we can take this axe off, and same thing with the, actually while we're looking at that too, you can remove the axe head from the handle. Doesn't seem like it's keyed in there, so you can rotate that around so you can have it going with the curb whichever way you like. And then it plugs in to the back of his back. And again, you could also do that with his shield as well. Same type handle, same thing with you saw me do with Kuzo. One thing that I didn't do as I'm talking and looking about this figure, you know, I didn't realize, like when I purchased it, I'm like, okay, he's got his eye, you know, we've got his good eye here, and we've got his scarred, battle-damaged eye over here. I didn't realize, though, maybe if we flip it to the back, he's got, you know, other battle damage with this plate, you know, missing from his head. So his eye, his head plate, his tail that has the nub cut off. And again, I've got the tail. I need to glue it back in here. But he's seen some stuff. So I want to stress this over and over again. I am absolutely not concerned about this. A little bit of glue, we'll get that back in. It was manufactured this way, separate pieces, so they can paint and produce this thing. I didn't have this sort of issue on Kuzo, and I'm not concerned about it here with this guy. So that's a quick rundown. I think I've showed off everything. Again, we've got the swappable hands. I guess we can pull off one real quick here, see how good they swap. Poppy, swappy, easy. Poppy, swappy. Go ahead and take the shield off. Take this off. And we'll go ahead and put a fisty hand here. And you can hear that really nice pop on this. And we can put his shield on his back. Do that while we're still talking, while we're still here. Put his shield on his back. Swapped his hands. So good to go. Minor issue with that tail. Not a main concern to me. But being honest, completely honest here in these videos, I don't want to edit it out and not show you something that happened. But I'm not concerned. So awesome figure. Still super stoked for everything about this line. The joints are tight in a great way. I didn't have to heat them up. Pops on the hands were great. Just need to add a little bit of glue and he'll be back in action. So, hey, this has been your Action Figure Minute. I think these are still available on Big Bad Toy Store as we speak, where you can go grab these. I'm not sure if any other retailers have them. If you know of any, drop them in the comments so other people know as well. Hey, thanks, guys. Have a great weekend. Peace.